Hey, it's Tony Robbins here in Fiji. Listen, I just wanted to reach out to you because if you're a business owner, most people get into business with this incredible desire and passion to take something they dream about and make it real. And yet so few really achieve the kind of success that they really want. For many people, it becomes something they love, but it's a big job. What I mean by that is, they often get into business with this idea that I'm going to create this lifestyle or sense for my family, maybe a great deal of freedom, a lot of free time. How's that working for you so far? In the world we're in today, if you're looking for free time and you just got into business, that's like saying, I'm going to have a child so I can have more free time. Today, the world is more competitive than any time in our history, and it's not hard to see that we're living in what they call interesting times. Whether it be here in the United States, we've seen a downshifting economy, or whether it be in Europe where, I just read the Forbes article recently that talked about the euro crisis is 10 reasons why it's not going away. We're going to be dealing with some challenging times, what I would call economic winter, for a period of time here. Now, winter doesn't last forever. We all know that. But if we delude ourselves and think that times are going to get easier before they get harder, I think we're going to have some real challenges. And there's a reason. If you're a business owner, that's why I'm reaching out to you. I have a passion for what you do. I feel like we're brothers or sisters on the path, as corny as that may sound, because my entire life has been finding a way to add value to people's lives and create things that make a difference. We're here in Namale with Resort and Spa. It's the #1 resort and spa in the country. I started out purchasing this thing when it was just this tiny little backpacker's place with 4 little units. And now we're also rated in the top 10 resorts and spas in the entire South Pacific. So those decisions are not made by me by promotion. Those are made by guests that come from all over the world and vote for us. I found a way to be able to take any industry, whether it be education and coaching, whether it be the business I do with Twin Labs, the nutritional business, whether it be what we're doing here in the area of hospitality, and be able to show you how to get an unfair advantage, a competitive advantage, a huge advantage. But if you don't know certain things, and I didn't know them along the way, it can be brutal. You find yourself in those, you-know-what moments, like how do I keep things going? How do I turn around, even when you've been successful? The reason I relate to you, besides building dozens of businesses over the decades, many people got into business not just to make money. They got it because they had something they believed in, they're passionate about, and yet the results are pretty daunting. Before the world economic crisis, the statistics were really interesting. I'm sure you know half of businesses that start are gone within the first year. Within 5 years, 80% are gone. Within 10 years, 96% are gone. That means in 100 businesses, 4 make it literally in a period of 10 years. And then there's the Lehman Brothers that have been around for 100 years and they're gone. We're living at a time where you have to know, where this idea that ignorance is bliss is a complete lie. Ignorance is poverty. Ignorance is pain. Ignorance is a business that's constantly pressuring the hell out of you and not giving you the freedom that you deserve. I've been able to create that freedom, not only for myself, but for millions of other people. I've done turnarounds and breakthroughs for decades. But since 2008, my passion has been helping businesses to grow to another level. Large businesses, like some of our clients are like HomeX, the largest home builder in Mexico, who credit us with actually growing their sales $700 million. I'm here in Fiji, and we had a small group here where there was a chiropractor here with an army of 3 to help to double his business. Or a guy like Tony Tan, who has the largest food business in the Philippines, who got dragged here by an associate saying, you've got to come see this. And he said, I don't need inspiration. And he goes, that's not inspiration. He's the best business strategist. All the people I've learned from are my best friends, people like Steve Wynn, who rebuilt Las Vegas, and I've had a chance to model. Or early on, Salesforce.com, before it got started, was created by Mark Benioff. He came right out of one of my seminars, left Oracle, and started Salesforce.com, which literally went from 0 to $3 billion now in about 12 years. So I have the insight for big and small businesses, but Tony Tan here, for example, he's got a $2.5 billion business, been in the business 35 years. His business is 3 times the size of McDonald's in Singapore, I should say, in the Philippines. And said it was the most incredible business and personal experience he's had in his life. So I'm not here to give any hyperbole or pump up, but I'm here to tell you that these tough times are not going away, and the tough times are one of the best times. Because if you can do well in winter, your business will own the marketplace for decades to come. Because winter, again, doesn't last forever. And by the way, when it's winter in one part of the world, we're a very connected world today, but this is winter in Fiji. So there's a place you can go. There's a way you can do your business that's extraordinary. And that's my passion. So I'd really, truly love to be able to serve you, to help you understand the road ahead, what's coming, how to take advantage of it. And the way I do it is I've created a format, a 4-day format, where if you can imagine the ultimate, immersion experience, where instead of just learning things intellectually, you're building a plan. Nobody leaves there, by the way, without a plan to grow their business 30 to at least 130%. If it's small business, you might be able to grow at 250 or 300%. I'm talking about in 6 to 12 months. And at the end of this video, we'll share with you a few principles in kind of a fun format for you. So even if I don't see you, hopefully it will educate you and give you something that you'll find valuable and trigger you. We'll throw in a few testimonials at the end to give you a diversity of people who've completely transformed their businesses. And when you transform your business, you transform your life. I mean, think about how many hours a week do you spend on your business? For most people, they spend more time on their business, unfortunately, than they do with their kids. More time in their business than they do their intimate relationship. For many of us, your business is an extension of you. It's part of your identity. It's your child. Whether it be a big, medium, or small business, doesn't matter. And when things aren't going well there, there's stress inside of you. But when you can learn how to take these 7 forces that help you to master a business and do really well in them, in each of them, and you make it a real simple system, then you keep growing. You think about it, most people are good at certain things. Like maybe you're a great marketer, or you're really good at sales, or you're great at writing software, or delivering a certain kind of service. But business has many different elements. So I'm going to step out of this little video in a moment, and I'll share with you a rant I went on one day. I was with a group of business owners, and big, small, medium, and they were having challenges, and I was trying to show them, yeah, you're doing great in marketing, but the reason you've got this big hole in your business is look what's happening over here. You don't spend any time on your accounting. And I know that sounds boring, but I can show you in a few hours, if you know nothing about accounting, how to run your account instead of having them run you. How many times have you had the experience, maybe in so many businesses, I know I have, in the early days of my life where I was running my business, it was going so well, I was gonna have this huge profit at the end of the year, and I didn't realize profit's a theory. Profit's not the same as cash. If you ever come to the end of the year with a big profit and said, where's the money? Or you ever had the experience I did where I felt like I was driving, 50 miles an hour in my business, but I found I was driving 150 miles an hour. I thought I had a full tank and I was down to near empty. I mean, I've had some crazy times in my businesses over the years, and that's how I learned this stuff, by studying the best people on earth, figuring out what they do to take advantage, and then figuring out what I got to do to make sure I cover every area: marketing, sales, innovation. What do you do to recruit the best people? How do you keep them? How do you retain them? Because you and I both know you can have a terrible business, terrible product or service. You get the right people, they'll turn it around. You get a business with the wrong people, they'll take the best business and take it through the floor. And then how do you put systems in place so that people can leave and interchange and you can grow? This is boot camp. Total immersion, kick-ass, incredible time where you will have the time of your life. I mean, you got to imagine, most people today won't sit for a 3-hour movie someone spent $300 million on. And I take people for 4 or 5 days, total immersion, on the subject of business and have them say it was one of the greatest experiences of their life. And then more importantly, go out and produce the result. So here's my promise to you. If you want to come to the program I'm doing, I only do it once a year in the United States, coming up here in Vegas. Once a year over in London, coming up here in London, obviously, in the UK, in London. I do it once a year in Australia, and that's usually in Melbourne. This is your chance to be able to really say, I want to take advantage of winter. I don't want to wonder about the economy. I don't know where it's going from the best people. I want to know how I can take advantage. Because during that winter time, most of your competitors are going to tighten up, freak out, shrink. Steve Wynn went to this seminar and said it was one of the most valuable experiences. He made some strategic decisions immediately about what to do in one of the toughest markets in America, in Las Vegas, and he's now profiting from it, to give you an idea. So this is something, if you're a high-level player or you're beginning the journey, it's an immersion experience. And here's my promise to you. It's very simple. You don't have to trust me. You don't have to watch how my lips move. I always say to people, don't watch how people's lips move. Watch how their feet move for a couple decades. What I've delivered, the results I deliver, is pretty well known around the world. But in case you don't know that, or maybe this is not enough to trigger you, it's really simple. Come, spend 1 day with me of the 4 days, or the 5 days we come to a 5-day program. Take that day, take it all in. At the end of the day, if you don't think it's worth a minimum of $1 million more in income to you or savings in your business, $1 million, take everything you got, no questions asked, give you a refund on the spot. You won't leave. You won't dare leave. The stuff that you got there is the insights from some of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world, and they're converted into real practical strategies that you can make your business work. So that's my offer to you. Reaching out to you from my idea what paradise is. This was a vision I had decades ago. I wanted to be able to have a place I could go and take my family and friends, and if all heck was breaking the world, have this incredible quality of life. So I get to live here a couple months out of the year. I don't tell that to brag to you. I tell it to you because anyone deserves to have whatever their dream is. But it doesn't happen by hope, and it doesn't happen by doing the same things you're doing that aren't giving you the result you deserve. So I know I can make a difference in that area, and I hope you'll give me the privilege to serve you and coach you And I'll also bring you some of my friends there for business mastery. So stay tuned for a second here if you want, and you can listen to my rant. I think you might find it interesting. It'll explain the 7 forces that control all businesses and how they're affected today. It's kind of fun. And afterwards, there's some information if you'd like to find out more and like to contact somebody or participate in business mastery together. Thanks for taking the time. I hope I get a chance to meet you personally soon. Live strong and live with passion. Bye-bye.